grieving classmates.
One of the kindest people we probably meet.
Trying to make a difference.
We're trying to do it for her, but also for our safety.
The crusade of two 7th graders that's bringing attention to a growing problem in their Southwest neighborhood, and why one battle may already have been won.
Practically dead for 4 years.
It's definitely an eyesore.
With an uncertain future.
It was the jazz at the time, but you know what? It's a different time now.
The possible deal that could put the stalled Fountainbleu out of its misery, Las Vegas style.
Safety while running under the lights. In the wake of the Boston tragedy, the extra precautions being taken by Metro to make sure the Las Vegas Marathon goes off without a hitch.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is 8 News Now at 5.
Thanks for joining us. Local students are taking action to save lives.
After a 14-year-old girl was hit and killed by a car at an increasingly busy intersection, 2 of her classmates are taking to the streets in hopes of bringing a crosswalk to their neighborhood.
Patranya Bhoolsuwan has the story from Blue Diamond and Cimarron.
She even talked to some of those business owners.
12-year-old Keelan Campbell is trying to make a difference.
36 signatures so far.
One signature at a time. She and her friend Kelsey Rowan, both 7th graders at Canarelli Middle School, have started a petition asking state officials to approve a marked crosswalk at the corner of Blue Diamond and Cimarron. Right now, there's nothing here to help warn drivers of pedestrians. No traffic signal, no stop sign. And this was where Colleen's classmate Helen Liu was hit and killed while crossing the street last Saturday night.
I found out on Monday that it was Helen, and I was very upset because she was one of my friends.
Keelan says
We're going to break into this story at this very moment. We have breaking news from Patranya's live position there at Cimarron and Blue Diamond Road. Patranya?
Hey, Dave, yeah, we had to take the package and come back to me right now because of breaking news as we speak. Take a look at this. Right here, just a few minutes ago, right before we're going to take our live shot, this car crashed into this neighborhood right here, just at this corner, right when we're about to go live. There was an accident between, I believe, 2 vehicles taking place right now. So we are trying to take this story as we speak. As I'm taking a look right now, it looks like there are 2 vehicles crashed into this corner. This is right just feet away from where the vigil is happening right now of Mark and Turnaround. This is where a number of students have gathered in honor of 14-year-old Helen Liu, who was killed in an accident just last weekend. And just minutes before, they're all looking at this crash, taking video, taking pictures. This is just getting too close to home here, guys, as an accident happening right at this corner where just feet away this girl was killed last Saturday. So sad, so horrific. We as reporters just ran off, which just hit right just so close to us as we're about to take our live shot. You see all the reporters right here. So a really dangerous situation, and we're doing a story today about these 2 girls trying to bring attention to this issue, trying to bring attention that they need a crosswalk right here, need a stop sign, need a crossing, a signal or something. But as you can see, a very dangerous intersection. My heart is beating really fast right now because I'm so close to where this accident just happened a few minutes ago. I don't know, we're going to go back to my story here, but basically 2 girls, 7th graders at Canarelli Middle School are trying to put this petition to put a crosswalk right here behind me at this intersection of Blue Diamond and Cimarron, where as you can see, an accident just happened. We're not sure if anyone was hurt. We can see the driver right behind this vehicle here. We're going to try to get more information, Dave, and we'll send it back to you.
All right, Patranya, we understand better now why your live shot was unavailable to us at the very moment, and it also proves our point that much more is needed in safety along that stretch of road. Well, in the meantime, an arrest has been made in a deadly Halloween crash that killed a 17-year-old mother in North Las Vegas. 21-year-old Leonard Walker II is facing charges of DUI death and DUI causing injury. Authorities say Walker was drunk when he crashed into a Chrysler, killing Savannah McInnes. Her 2-year-old son and his grandparents survived. Investigators estimate Walker was going 77 miles an hour in a 45 zone. His bail's been set at $200,000.
Traffic fatalities are up across the country. Figures from the Department of Transportation show more than 33,000 people died on our national roads and highways last year. The newly released report gives some context to our own alarming number of fatalities here in Nevada. Paul Johnson is here with the details, and you have some surprises for us.
This is going to surprise a lot of people. We dug into this report, and we found that our roads are actually safer than many other states. And looking at the numbers, last year in Nevada, there were 250 258 traffic fatalities, which we can all agree are too many.
Yes.
But here's where it gets interesting. Compared to most similarly populated states, Nevada's fatal accident rate is significantly lower. For example, New Mexico, even though they have 700,000 fewer residents, suffered through more than 100 more traffic fatalities than we did. And West Virginia, which has almost 1 million fewer residents than Nevada, had significantly more traffic fatalities, 81 more than we did last year. And there's Mississippi and Arkansas, very similar in Nevada to population, but both states saw twice as many people die in traffic accidents. Now, what about impaired driving? 32% of Nevada's highway deaths were due to drunk or impaired drivers, which is just about the national average. In California, the number is 28%. The worst states for drunk driving fatalities, North Dakota and Montana, where 44% of all traffic fatalities were due to drunk or impaired drivers. Here's reaction from the Nevada Highway Patrol.
We will even look at neighboring states to see, okay, what are you doing on your side that is, helping, reduce these fatalities and, help reducing accidents altogether. We'll take those ideas, implement them over here, because overall, we want to make sure that we save lives, not just in Nevada, but, every roadway in the United States.
Now, one state where they are doing something right is Utah. Only 16% of their 217 traffic deaths were associated with impaired driving. Now, motorcycle and pedestrian deaths are up here as well as across the country. Strangely, though, distracted driving is down slightly, but the Department of Transportation admits it needs help identifying those cases. Bottom line, even though far too many people are being killed on our roads, compared to the rest of the country, Nevada drivers may be safer than we give them credit for. Dave?
All right, Paul. And continuing our theme of traffic, a crash is affecting the commute in the eastern part of the valley, and Ken Smith is in Chopper 8 near Eastern and St. Louis. Ken?
Yeah, this is going to be on Eastern Avenue on the northbound side, a little bit north of Sahara, right here at St. Louis Avenue. We got a live shot here from Chopper 8 showing you the activity blocking the left-hand turn lane. It's also affecting St. Louis, both eastbound and westbound, especially eastbound, involving 3 vehicles down here below us. It is causing a bit of a backup here on the northbound side of Eastern. You might want to use Pecos as your alternate route. Let's take a look here at our valley freeways here. Always a rough one here on I-15. A live shot from our fast camera showing you I-15 at Charleston Boulevard. It is a tough one on both sides of the highway. Your travel times here along the interstate, if you're going to be going from the 215 to the Spaghetti Bowl, we're sitting at a 17-minute drive time. Southbound, you got delays of your own, sitting at about 10 minutes. Reporting live here this afternoon over Eastern in St. Louis. I'm Ken Smith, 8 News Now.
Thanks, Ken.
Reforming education in the Silver State. The idea is being proposed to update our school system and boost student performance.
Plus, keeping things secure. Months after a tragedy at the finish line in Boston, the extra safety measures being put into place for our rock and roll marathon.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by Windy City Air Conditioning and Heating.
The Rock and Roll Marathon now just a few days away. More than 30,000 runners are coming to Las Vegas for this event. Sports Director Chris Maathius looking into the pre-race preparations, joining us from the Runners Expo at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Chris?
Well, thank you, Dave. Yeah, this is where all the runners will come to pick up their bib numbers and T-shirts. Of course, those T-shirts are always nice in the Rock and Roll Marathon. But with over 30,000 runners taking part in the Rock and Roll Marathon, coming from all over the world, from all 50 states and 52 countries, we wondered if security had changed in light of the tragedy in Boston. Metro provides security for many big events in Las Vegas, like New Year's Eve, NASCAR, and Life is Beautiful, and other things along the Strip. But in Boston, with the Boston bombing, has that caused everybody to take a few extra measures when working on big events with numbers, with big people?
Every event that we have in town goes through stringent planning. We will have the appropriate amount of officers staffing this event this year that are seen and unseen, along with other jurisdictional help. Now, our preparation is very strict. We have multiple jurisdictions that work with the major events, and there are many meetings and plans that go on into this. And I would like to reiterate that any nationwide or overseas event, we take into account what occurred there, how we can apply it to make our procedures here safer and more efficient in the case that there were some sort of incident.
All right, so far here in Las Vegas, every race has gone off without any major incidents, which is really good news here. Now, there are over 30,000 runners here in Las Vegas, so if you're out and about in downtown Las Vegas, please be careful near the Strip. Of course, drive carefully, and better yet, avoid the area for about 4 hours from 4 to, say, 7:30 or so. In fact, maybe you can just stay home and watch the marathon coverage right here on Channel 8. We are reporting live from the Las Vegas Convention Center, where this is the home of the Expo. It'll be busy tomorrow. Chris Maathius, 8 Sports Now.
Thanks, Chris.
A piece of Las Vegas history, what you can see inside a newly restored cottage from the early days of the railroad moving west.
Plus a monumental eyesore, the future of the stalled Fountainbleu, and one commissioner's idea on what to do with the property.
You're watching 8 News Now at 5 with Paula Francis and Dave Courvoisier. The news of Southern Nevada is now.
We want to go back to that scene where Patranya was reporting on breaking news.
Yeah, it appears that there's several cars involved here. Ken Smith has a look at it from Chopper 8. Ken?
Yeah, this is a really nasty accident. We just rolled up on the scene, and this is a lot worse than I originally anticipated, or rather what I feared here this afternoon. This is going to be on Cimarron at Blue Diamond. Ironically, as I pull out from our live shot from Chopper 8, right at the scene here of the deadly crash that happened rally taking place here down below us. In the midst of all this, we got 8 News Now down here below us. Now we're up here above us covering this accident. More emergency crews are arriving on the scene as we speak. Cimarron is shut down here on the northbound side, just approaching the scene, and also Blue Diamond Road is partially blocked off by this accident. As we get more details on the extent of injuries, we'll make sure to pass it along. But once again, ironically, right at the scene of this rally that's happening down below us here, wanting for some safety changes to take place here at the intersection of Blue Diamond and Cimarron. A 3-car accident happens right down here below us, and looks like some pretty significant injuries may be involved with this crash. Reporting live here in the southwest side of the valley, I'm Ken Smith. Unbelievable. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Ken. The Fountainbleu is a big blue shell, shuttered for 4 years, but a possible settlement in federal bankruptcy court now has many wondering what's next for the troubled property. Aaron Drawhorn is looking into that for us. Aaron.
Paula, the last time construction was going on was mid-2009. The skyscraper is considered by many to be a big blue eyesore. The Miami Herald is reporting that the parties involved in building the hotel casino may be reaching a deal, and here in Las Vegas, locals and tourists alike are curious about the future of the Fountainbleu. The Fountainbleu Miami Beach is a vibrant hotel, built as a spectacular blend of golden era glamour and modern luxury. It is lively. But its sister property, Fountainbleu Las Vegas, has been dead for 4 years.
It is definitely an eyesore.
When the recession hit, construction came to a screeching halt.
When I was last here, they were building it.
It's kind of sorry in a way.
County Commissioner Chris Maathius has been flooded with complaints about the stalled skyscraper.
I still get calls from people at Sky and, at Turnberry that are very frustrated with the empty building.
Maathius reacted to word out of Miami that developers will likely settle with creditors over the Las Vegas Fountainbleu fiasco.
I'm glad if they do the settlement, if they're working that out, that actually then helps clean or prepare the road for something to maybe happen there.
Maathius doubts the 68-story doomed development will ever open. It could go away Vegas style, in a cloud of smoke.
So would you support an implosion?
Absolutely. Yes, I would support an implosion.
That would be a shame.
But this symbol of the market meltdown could one day go down unless someone steps up when the luck returns to Las Vegas.
For now, billionaire Carl Icahn owns the tower. He bought it 3 years ago out of bankruptcy. Icahn's secretary took a message from us this afternoon, but he has not returned our call as of this moment. Meantime, trespassing is a huge concern at the Fountainbleu. Even people are jumping from the building, parachuting down to the ground. This is happening. We have that danger caught on camera coming up at 6.
Well, that does sound dangerous. Thanks, Aaron.